Hi, my name is Mickey Kennedy of eReleases.com, and I'm here with this episode of Ask Mickey. Why isn't my press release generating results? Well, it could be that you're making some common mistakes. And actually, I have a column that I wrote called 7 Reasons Your Press Release Sucks. As a writer, I'm constantly trying to learn from my own mistakes and the mistakes of other writers. And one of the things I like to do is like to go to free press release websites and just review what I call the dregs. There's a lot of bad press releases on these websites and a lot of common mistakes, and hopefully you can learn from those. One of the first mistakes that I see is the press release is exploding with keywords. We all want to rank in the search engines, and we want our press releases to rank high as well. But there's something called keyword stuffing, and that's just putting your keyword in too many times. It's not uncommon to find press releases where a keyword phrase might appear anywhere from 6 to 30 times. A well-drafted press release should have the keyword once in the headline, and then maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the press release, depending on the length. Going beyond that, you're going to raise some red flags with the search engines, and if you look at these press releases that are stuffed with keywords, one of the things you're going to notice is you're not going to find them on the first page, second page, or third page of Google. Whatever technique they're using, it's not working. The second reason your press release may suck is because of sales speak. A press release should be written objectively. You should put your best foot forward and have some objectivity, but you don't want to come off like the late Billy Mays. He was loud, he was great, we wanted to buy that product, but that message just will not resonate in a press release. It turns off the media, and it's going to turn off end users and consumers as well. The third reason your press release may suck is you focused on quantity instead of quality. Press releases are becoming very similar to email marketing. If you're familiar with the e-zine space and the email marketing space, there's all these directories that are just chock full of hundreds of thousands of articles. They look like they've been generated by machines. The quality isn't there. They're not well written. There's grammatical mistakes. You name it. It really looks like someone poured one article into a piece of software and it did word replacement, and you end up with thousands of versions of it. And the reason it looks like that is, in many instances, that's exactly what happened. And you're really going to suffer. I mean, you might fool a few search engines, but you're not going to fool the big ones, and you're not going to fool them for long. And in the end result, when you send a visitor to this page, it sets a really bad example for your company. So, avoid that if at all possible. The fourth reason is get to the point already. There's nothing like a press release that just has a very safe headline that introduces your company or product, and it just carries on. And then buried in the 5th paragraph is why your product is better than all of your competitors. Lead with that. If you have something in your press release that stands out, or something that's newsworthy or different or unique, you want to lead with that. You don't want to bury your lead, so to speak, and get to the point quickly. You also don't want to meander and have something that's 800 words when 300 words would suffice. Concision really does work well. The 5th reason your press release may suck is jargon. There are lots of press releases that are just filled with so much jargon that they even turn off people in the industry who knows what the jargon means. I'm sure you've come across the web economy BS generator. It's a favorite site where you plug in a word and you get something like generate ubiquitous mindshare or phrases like that really mean nothing. You want to avoid that. You want to speak in a very common, clear-headed way, and understand that your readers may not know your industry extremely well. And if you're trying to reach people outside your industry or to educate people, those words are just going to close doors, and you want to have as many doors as open if possible. The 6th reason your press release sucks is your headline. Your headline could be extremely boring or just not work. I've talked before about writing killer headlines, and one of the things that you want to do is to be concise, put your best foot forward, try to put newsworthy elements in there, but you also don't want to overstuff it. You want to make it very easy for someone to read the headline and know what the press release is going to be about based on that. And then the last and final seventh reason your press release sucks is you didn't proofread it. Proofreading is extremely important. I mean, Microsoft Word does a decent job of grammar and spelling check, but it's not going to check for errors of thought, things that might be missing. So what you want to do is, as a rule of thumb, set your press release aside 24 hours if it's not breaking news, and go back and read it again. Have a colleague in your office read it. And have someone who isn't in your industry and knows nothing about it read it, because sometimes your colleague will understand what you mean when you say something, but someone who doesn't know your industry or product or service very well, they're going to give it a very critical reading and be able to point out those places where you could be a lot more detailed. And a recommendation from a customer of mine was that he reads the press release aloud while walking around. He says the act of walking does something to his brain and makes him a lot more conscious of what he's reading. You might want to play with that, try different techniques, but you definitely want to make sure that you proofread it. This concludes today's installment of Ask Mickey, and I hope you will avoid all 7 reasons why your press release sucks, and that this will greatly improve your chances of getting media attention. Until next time, this is Mickey, and you can email me your question at askmickey@ereleases.com, and hopefully I'll answer it right here. Thank you.